are good. In the morning I say you are good. In the evening I say you are good. You are good to me. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yeah. Oh, you are good. In the morning I say you are good. In the evening I say you are good. You are good to me. Oh, I'll sing. I will sing of your love. I will sing of your love. Though the seasons and direction, you always been there. Though the night may get dark, though the rain seems long, you will always be there. Find the sun, oh, you are good. In the morning I say you are good. In the evening I say you are good. You are good to me. Oh, you are good. In the morning I say you are good. In the evening I say you are good. You are good to me. Keep on getting better. 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 You keep on getting better. Doing so well. Oh, oh, oh. Keep on getting better. Keep on getting better. Keep on getting better. Keep on getting better. Yeah. Keep on getting better. Keep on getting better. In the morning I say you are good. In the evening I say you are good. You are good to me.
I can feel the love of God in the studio, that's for sure.
Yeah, and hopefully, I know that the love of God isn't limited to the studio where we're at, but wherever you are, God's love is so real and so forced. And I know as we were singing that, by the way, I'm Chelsea, we haven't met. His wife.
20 years of marriage.
The good driver of the family. There needs to be one of us.
You literally asked that I would never drive you again.
Yeah.
That happened like last week.
Yeah.
That's a true story.
You can drive on long distances then.
Yeah, she said around the town, city, life, you're done driving. That's how bad it is. Anyways, I'm sorry.
I actually totally
people
lost.
think I exaggerate. I'm not exaggerating.
No, I kind of lost track of that, but. No, that's awesome.
You guys did awesome.
Oh, God. I know, but I love you so much.
So much in this life.
So much is like, hey, but yeah, God's love, it really is unstoppable. It meets you exactly where you're at. There is no limits. There's nothing that can keep any of us, not a virus, not anything that we have done can keep us from His love. And just feel that so strong.
So strong.
Really
and
good.
thanks to the musicians, thanks Jordan, Esther, Philip for being here. They've taken some effort to get to the studio today, so it means a lot.
Hey, but if you responded to that prayer at the end, or if this is a newer experience for you, we want to let you know that this doesn't have to end here. This isn't for us. It's not just about putting on a show on Instagram Live or all of the outlets that you mentioned, which we are not on. But we're actually really passionate about building community and making sure that this isn't just a good feeling that is going to leave as soon as you And we really are committed to building a community that is real and genuine and leveraging whatever we need to build that community. So we'd love to invite you to join us there, and it's great.
You're great. This is unprecedented days, but at the same time, it's an opportunity for us to recognize what really matters, and that's being together and connected. And so we're passionate about making that available to small church with a lot of people, and getting on the app. And there's just so many things you can do in terms of engaging with people and hopefully getting content that'll help encourage you.
Yeah. I need it every day right now.
I mean, I'm on Instagram Live multiple times a day. It could cost me my marriage.
It's borderline.
Justin,
when he gets on Instagram, like he is
it's costing me my marriage. I'll tell you that much.
House, not even my closet.
But have you seen how upset Haley has gotten a few times? It's encouraged me so much. Thank you, Haley.
There's not a single room I can get to in our house that I can get away from your voice. So we'll see how we do.
I went in the garage yesterday and did it.
I
woke
still
people
heard
up.
you.
You still heard me.
Sweet Jesus. So we're working those
Be
live
loud
during
is
the quarantine.
who
But hey,
God
one
made
of the
me
things
to
I
be.
want to do.
What?
Always Come Together is about a community. As a community, we talk about giving. First of all, just really practically, it is generosity and just out of the kindness and goodness of people's hearts that we're able to do what we do. But specifically in this time, I know so much of the fear that we are facing isn't just around how is this virus going to affect me, it is how is the economy going to affect me. And I read this verse this week that just jumped out at me, and I just want to share it with you, not just to encourage you in your giving if you want to. There's never any pressure to give. It is always a free will choice, but also to encourage us, all of us around our finances. Listen to this verse. It's in 2 Corinthians chapter 8. This is written by Paul, the same man who wrote the letter that Judah preached from earlier. It says this is Paul speaking. He says, "Now friends, I want to report to you on the surprising and generous ways in which God is working on the churches in Macedonian province." Or for now, we can say the churches around the world.
Yeah.
Listen to what he says. He said, "Fierce troubles came down on the people of these churches.
Fierce troubles.
Pushing them to their very limit." And as I read this, I was so encouraged, realizing we're not the only people to have experienced fierce trials.
Right.
I know for us, this is the first time in our lifetime, in our generation, that we're experiencing this, but we're not the first in the world. And as I read this, I thought, okay, what happened to these people? There are forerunners. They were the people of faith who went before us. What did they do, even specifically with their finances, when they caught these fierce trials? Listen to this. It says the trial exposed their true colors. They were incredibly happy, though desperately poor. And when I read that, I thought, so much of the reason we fight so much fear around our finances is we think our happiness is tied to our bank account. Or we think there's no way I could not have this much money in my bank account and still be happy. But yet these people, it says, they were incredibly happy, though desperately poor. But then listen to what happens. The pressure triggered something totally unexpected. An outpouring of pure and generous gifts. Paul said, I was there, I saw it for myself. They gave offerings of whatever they could, far more than they could afford, for the privilege of helping other people. And as I read that, I thought, that's how our predecessors responded. That's how I want to respond. I don't want to get afraid. I don't want to get stingy and isolated and think, what can I hoard? Toilet paper. I want to know, what can I give? How can I be generous? And not just out of everything that I have in my hands. So can I encourage us in a couple ways specifically for how we can be generous? First of all, if you're watching this and you're a part of a different church community, can I really encourage you to give to your home church? Maybe they aren't meeting. Maybe it's literally going back and finding your checkbook and writing a check and sticking it in the mail. Who's got maybe your church has Venmo. I don't know. I don't think church home does. But finding a way to continue to